what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I am taking you through the process of finding an apartment in New York City. I've spent the last 2 weeks looking for a new apartment, so I'm gonna take you through a tour of the places I saw, like what you can get in New York at what price point, what I'm looking for, and of course, what I found. And some of you guys already know if you follow me on Instagram. And then along the way, I thought we could also just have a chat about life updates, things that are changing, things that are happening, the elephant in the room, which we will chat about. Also, if you live in New York and you're looking for an apartment, I'm gonna give you my best tips on how to find something. And if you live in any other part of the world and you're just like a fan of New York, you will find this video interesting, just seeing like what life is like here and what you can get for, you know, like how much space for what dollar amount and whatnot. Please give this video a like and subscribe for more content. Okay, now we're jumping into it. Okay, so some background info so you guys know what's going on. So I currently live in Williamsburg, Brooklyn right now. If you don't live in New York, it's basically the first stop out of Manhattan on the subway into Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is the biggest borough. So it's like right on the river. And I've lived in Manhattan before. When I first moved to New York, I lived in Harlem. I love the city. That's not true. I don't know why I said that. I don't love the city, but I do love Brooklyn. And so I moved to Williamsburg 6 years ago. I've had 3 different apartments in total in the neighborhood, and it just feels like my home at this point. So I wanted to stay in the neighborhood. That was like the first criteria that was really important to me. And it's also always been a dream of mine to live alone as a woman in New York City. That's something I thought about when I was in college, and because of just how life went, first of all, I had roommates for many years to be able to just afford everything. And then I moved in with my significant other for many years. So I didn't have a chance to do it, and I thought it would never happen. But of course, life happens. My significant other and I are no longer together, and I don't want you to worry about me. I'm doing good. He's doing good. He's an amazing man. I respect him so much. I have so much love for him, but we've just gone our separate ways. And so for the last 2 weeks, I've been looking for my next apartment, and it will be that dream come true to have my own place and get to feel what that feels like as a newly single woman in New York City. And that said, I want to let you guys in on this personal journey that I'm about to embark on. It feels like a really big new chapter in my life. And so I'm going to be sharing a lot of that journey as I go through it over the next years, we'll see. So the first criteria was stay in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. The second one was obviously something that I can afford just for one person. And the third thing is natural light. You guys know I post a lot of content for you, fitness, health, all that stuff, food. So photography and videography is something I'm doing a lot, especially with my team and whatnot. So I needed there to be a lot of light. And so I began my apartment search. Now, if you don't live in New York and you've never looked for an apartment in New York, you probably already know it is like an absolute shit show trying to find a place that's good, that has light, that is not, you know, really gross and not overpriced. Everything is gonna be overpriced. Also, the market is kind of just getting back to normal. There's still some good deals because of COVID, but it's kind of normalizing now. And if you don't know anything about the New York real estate landscape, I'm just gonna put this video in here. We're just gonna watch it together for a second from this comedian that someone actually tagged me in on Instagram. So let's just like watch this for 1 second.
Hey, what's up, you fucking loser? Come on in. Okay, so I know this isn't the unit you wanted to see, the one you reached out to me about, but it's 5 times worse, and you're here, so let's look at it. This is the bedroom. It's not finished, and it won't be finished when you move in. Very close to trains, especially if you're like a run walker. Like if you can haul ass, you're about 25 minutes from a train. It's kind of the best deal you're probably gonna see ever, and don't Google things right now. We got a really nice fridge, but it is sealed shut.
This is the second bedroom?
The super is not a live-in. No, the super is not. No, I'm saying the super is not living. The super is a ghost. Yes, yeah. If you have any problems, you do have to summon the ghost. There's no place you can take your garbage out. You just have to come up with a solution. It just might go. It might go quick. How much money do you make in a year? What's your mom's maiden name? I need your social. What is your blood type? How fast can you throw a baseball? I'd have to see, we could run the numbers, but it's a competitive neighborhood. If you want to apply, make sure you send me everything you've ever done in your life by the time you get home, because it might be gone. It's actually gone.
Okay, so I just wanted you guys to see that, to keep that in the back of your mind as we're looking at these places today. Everything in that is absolutely true, so. Okay, so this first apartment I saw, this one was very, very nice. I would say we started off on a high, and it was beautiful. It was a newly renovated kitchen. As you can see, there's like there is no kitchen, but there is a kitchen, right? Newly renovated bathrooms, and it was right on Bedford. And if you know where that is, it's like the Broadway of Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It's like where all the foot traffic is, it's where the subway is, it's where all the businesses are. It's like the happening street. And so it was right on Bedford next to the subway. And I was like, oh, I love this place. But it was so expensive for what it was. There was basically the bathroom, the shower was separate from the toilet, first of all, which was like a little bit European, I think, just like a little different. There was not a lot of space in the kitchen. And then they do this to you. They said it was a 1-bedroom. It was not a 1-bedroom because I could not fit a bed in that bedroom. Like, it was maybe a half office space, if that. And there's 0 closet space. So it's basically a studio with 0 closet space, or maybe that 1 bedroom could be a closet, quite honestly. And I've lived in a studio before. I lived in a studio for 2 years with my significant other. I knew that I needed more space this time around. So this place had the charm. It had that like really cute fireplace that you've seen, and it was nice, but it was expensive for what it was, and it was too small. So I think this one was $2,500. Also, I'm renting, not buying. I have considered purchasing, but at this point, I don't know if I'll be in New York for even longer than a year. So I just want to sign a 1-year lease and then reevaluate next year as far as making investments. But yeah, this place was really cute, very cute. And sadly, I had to say, I'm just at the beginning of my search, and so I'm gonna let this one go. Okay, moving on. This place was also pretty cute. I have to say, I feel like I did a good job at not wasting my time in places. I didn't actually take videos of the dumps that I went to. I went to 2 dumps, and I didn't take a video for obvious reasons. I also didn't know I was gonna make this video that early on. It was 2 weeks ago, so I didn't include it. But those places I saw in between the one I just showed you and this one next were like no light, right next to a loud, noisy train, like $2,700, like railroad apartments where like you have to walk through the bedroom to get to the last room, like not ideal. And then like kind of just in New York, in certain apartments, like you'll look at the floors and there's like grime like stuck in the cracks of the floorboards. Like it's just not not the vibe that we are like looking for. So I didn't even videotape those. I wish I did, just so I could show you what almost $3 grand gets you in some trendy neighborhoods in New York, but just trust me, it was not a good look. This one was nice. This one was also in Bedford. I enjoyed the French doors, kind of cute. It did have a small closet. Bathroom was old-ish. And the fireplace was nice, right? None of them, you can't use any of them. But then this was the downer, that last room with the cute like rattan light fixture that had no light. And there's this thing especially in Williamsburg. So all these buildings in Williamsburg, I'm learning, they're all like pre-war buildings. So they're really old. There's post-war buildings that are a little bit nicer. There's renovated pre-war, but those are more expensive. So the majority of the rental space is going to be like these older pre-war buildings. And in this case, a lot of these units, the windows do not face a street or outside, they just face an alley. So you have a window looking out at a brick wall, and then there's like a square of light at the top, so it doesn't even get down into the apartment. So with this instance, this would have been the office space probably. I just was like, I can't work in an office all day where there's no light whatsoever, and that window doesn't go into anywhere. So ultimately I passed up on this one as well. Okay, next up, this one was actually super chic, and I thought about just grabbing it. Now, this was a rare find. I would say I did not see a single apartment like this one. Again, it was in South Williamsburg, and it was a renovated industrial spot. Now, the space was pretty big. There was lots of natural light. There was some closet space. There was a washer dryer, a renovated bathroom and kitchen, good storage. Actually, there wasn't an entryway closet. But you know, I looked at it and you guys know I'm kind of into like whites and brights and airiness. And with the cement floors, which is super cool, and the brick wall, is there brick in this one? Yeah, brick. It felt just too heavy and dark, and I just wasn't inspired by the space, and it was expensive. I think this one was $3,000 a month. And so I thought, you know, I just didn't feel inspired. I'm really into my gut lately, like my intuition. So I think, you know, like when you walk into a place, if it's like you or not. And I just walked in here, I was like, oh, I wish I liked this place. It's really nice, but it's not like me. So I passed up on this one. Okay, next up, okay, this is like a very typical pre-war building that you might find in South Williamsburg, near the Hasidic community. And it, like old kitchens, you can see like no kitchen, no like renovations in the kitchen, although a lot of cupboard space. And then like thin, narrow hallways. The bathroom is like, I guess this bathroom wasn't that bad, never mind. I was thinking this was another apartment. And then this was actually a huge space, as you can see, like pretty big living room area, and it was a 2-bedroom. So there's 2 beds with some closets. And honestly, like this was really nice. This is a nice apartment. I looked at it and I was like, I could see myself living here, but I'm gonna keep looking, right? It's hard, like when you're early in your search days, you just kind of need to see as much as possible. And then next up, this was a similar one. Same broker showed me this one, and you can see like old kitchen, and like even look at the stovetop. It's like, it's not like a real one. It's like a temporary unit they like bring in and just like plug into the wall. I mean, it's pretty typical in these types of units. The bathroom was very old. Like again, like you can see like there's like grime in every tile, which like didn't sit well with me. Not that I'm like a princess by any means, you guys. I have lived in New York with 4 roommates, with everyone having a significant other, so like 8 people in a small apartment for years. Like I've done my dues, you know, and now I'm just looking for something that fits what's up. So I don't know what that means, but yeah. So this place, it was really nice as well, but yeah, pre-war, older. And so what I learned from these 2 experiences was that the pre-war vibe wasn't really what I was going for. And so I started to change my search to look for more loft spaces or post-war or renovated pre-war, not just old pre-war. And that's when I came across, actually, no, was it? No, that is when I came across this beautiful little spot, which I almost signed. This was a spot where I like walked into and I thought, my heart, like it just feels like home. I don't know how to describe it. It was a railroad situation with not a lot of light in the 2 inner rooms. This beautiful though, like this beautiful like glass kind of like window inside. It had closet space, and then the end room where I'd put the living room probably, it had like really pretty detailing. It was like very Parisian, I don't know. Detailing on the walls, and the view was nice. It's like right of the subway. This is on Driggs, and like that's the Bedford stop basically. And yeah, this place, it really spoke to me, and I actually applied and my application got accepted, but I did not end up getting it. And if I can recall, this price point was $2,500 a month. Of course, also in these pre-war buildings, you have to keep in mind, there's no laundry, there's no dishwasher, there's no elevator, there are walk-ups. The building I'm in now has all of that. The building I'm in now is a luxury building that has a lot of amenities, like rooftop, and like it has like a washer dryer, not in unit, but in the building. It has a dishwasher, gym, other things like a doorman. I knew that I would be giving that up, being that I'm not gonna be splitting rent with someone anymore. So yeah, this is an apartment that doesn't have any of those things, no elevator. So you have to factor that into your expenses too, because you're gonna be like going out to do your laundry at different places and you know, whatever. But this place I thought was really cute. The bathroom was really small, but there was just so much space. I was like, this is a lot of space. The location's amazing. The price point's okay for where it is. But I ultimately did not sign it because I decided to stay 1 more month at this apartment because I could, and look for a June 1st move-in instead of a May 1st, because the timing felt very rushed and it was very overwhelming. You know, it's really hard to go through so much transition so fast and like move apartments and go through a separation, and like, you know, it's just too much. So I was like, okay, my friends were giving me the advice, my family, just like, you don't have to get out of there right away. Just like take your time, find a place you love, and then slowly transition over. So I passed up on that one. Oh, this was fun. At that point I got a broker, and she and I started looking at listings, and of course there's this beautiful listing. This happens all the time, you guys. There's this beautiful listing on Zillow, and it was gorgeous. We show up, and this is the unit they show us. Now this unit's not bad by any means. This is a nice renovated unit, but it was not the ones in the photos. And I said to the broker, I was like, the other broker, I was like, these don't match the photos that were listed. And he was like, oh yeah, we put the penthouse in the listing, like, but we show other units, which is like a classic bait and switch thing that you guys just saw in that video. Like, you'll show up at a place and they'll be like, I know you wanted to see this unit, but like this one we have, and like you're here already, so we'll just show you these like other really dump places because I have you here now. They try to sell you on it. So this wasn't fitting what I was looking for. Didn't really love the vibe of it. So we passed on that one as well. And that one I think was like 3,200 or something. It was a lot more. And also the location wasn't good for that one. Okay, now I came upon a very beautiful apartment, which a lot of you guys were a fan of on Instagram. I showed like a very little clip of it. This place was gorgeous. It was really gorgeous. It was expensive though, and it was not in the location I wanted. So this was in Greenpoint on like I think it was near Java Street on the water, and so much natural light, brand new building. No one had ever lived in this unit before. There was an elevator and laundry and amenities in the building. But it was, at the time, for what it was not a good location, and this one was, I think, 3,250 or 3,200, which my budget was, it was around there. Honestly, my budget was a scale, so if I could find my dream apartment, I'd pay more. If I wasn't, then I didn't want to pay a lot for something that wasn't a dream. So this place I thought about, but decided the location's isolating and too far for me. I want to be in Williamsburg, even though I absolutely love Greenpoint and have lots of friends there. Pass up on this one. Okay, so then at this point, this is a good moment to, like, there was a shift. So I decided that since I had now a month to look for a place, I would go visit my parents in Pittsburgh with my sister. We would like drive over there and just spend time with family. I haven't seen them since Christmas, and everyone's vaccinated now. So it just was like, okay, let's go see family and just like be around loved ones and whatever. And the morning we left, I had one more open house to see of a loft space that was actually a block from where I live now on Bedford. And this was the loft space I saw, and it was, honestly, online it looked very cool. And it was a cool space. Like, it had a sit-in kitchen, no shower though, and then it had this like, it had a lofted bedroom. Now the issue was, and you can see this guy like laid it out differently, the lofted bedroom was only 3.5 feet, so if I put a mattress up there, like if I woke up, I would literally hit my head on the ceiling. And then the layout was, it was pretty dark and like narrow, or more narrow than the listing showed, and long. So I did put an application in for this because I thought it would go fast before I saw it. But then once I saw it, I was like, it's gonna be too dark. I can't film in here. Where am I gonna like do the things? So especially like workouts that you guys see on Instagram, it would be hard to be able to do that in this space. So I passed up that one, packed my shit up, and went to Pittsburgh to see my family. Okay, so I had originally planned to be in Pittsburgh for like a week, or actually not a week, from Saturday to Wednesday. And when we got there, I thought that was the plan. And then on Sunday night, I usually go to bed early, but lately, you guys, I've been staying up looking at listings. You know, it's like your job on top of your job, especially in New York, so competitive. I was up at 1 a.m. It was a little bit before 1 a.m. I was in bed, scrolling on Zillow, Street Easy, Nooklyn, like apartments.com, rent.com, Corcoran, what's the other one? I have like 50 apps on my phone right now for looking for an apartment. I found this dream loft. Oh my goodness. It was listed same day. I will give you my process, by the way, for looking online. It was listed same day, and I thought, okay, I'm probably one of the first people to be seeing it because it was listed just like 8 hours ago or 4 hours ago. And so I immediately reached out to the broker. To my surprise, like, thank goodness, he replied that night. It was like 12:45 a.m. and he replied and he said, hey, open house is tomorrow. Do you want to come? And I was in Pittsburgh and I was like, oh my God, I need to be at this open house. And I just said, you know what? I want to apply. Just like let me in. And it was a very serious application. The other applications, you just put down a $20 application fee. This one, you had to put down a $1,000 deposit. You do get it back if your application's not approved, but you don't get it back if it's approved and you don't like it. So there's a risk involved. Many of you guys know I'm not really risk adverse. I'm actually quite risk tolerant, and I had a gut feeling about this place. Like, it had everything I wanted. It was beautiful. From the pictures, I got a good gut feeling about it. And I told him, I'm gonna apply right now. I applied at 1 a.m. I like got out of bed, like went into the living room, took out my computer. I applied at 1 a.m. And then I said, you know what? I originally told him I couldn't make it to the open house. And then I said, just kidding. I booked a flight for the next morning from Pittsburgh. I had the cat with me, I had Sesame with me. Got Sesame in the bag. We got on the plane. We flew back to LaGuardia. I went to my apartment, and then I immediately went to this open house. And that made all the difference. Like, it was meant to be, you guys. I basically showed up, met the broker, and let me show you, first of all, what this space looks like. This was a place that I had dreamt about in my head. Like, if I could design a space to live in New York as a single woman, and an entrepreneur and a creative and a like fitness entrepreneur, like, this would have been the place. And I could not believe that I was standing at this open house and that I could maybe be the person who got to live in it. So here are some of the photos. I'll show you them. Like, huge open 1,000 square foot loft space right on Domino Park, which overlooks the Williamsburg Bridge and the water. Just iconic, like iconic. I've lived here for 6 years and I've run the Williamsburg Bridge. I've walked there. I've had so many important things happened on that bridge. It was a place where, I mean, this is kind of sad, but it's the place where, like, I found out my grandmother died. It was like, I got the phone call. It was a place where I've like started Smalletics. Like, I walk that bridge and come up with ideas. Like 5 years ago, me and my old roommates would run it a lot. It's absolutely iconic to be able to look out the window and look at this representation of the last 5 years. And then the loft space itself is really open, it's beautiful. There's no bedroom, but I didn't mind my bed being out. There's enough space for like, you know, dining and entertaining, filming, photography. And then, to my complete surprise, and I would have taken this unit even if this stuff didn't come with it, it has an elevator, it has laundry in the building, it has a dishwasher. These are things that almost are never available with lofted spaces like this. And they allow pets. That's another question you guys have been asking me, is who is taking Sesame? Sesame is my cat. He is coming with me, so he will continue to be on the feed, don't you worry. So here's kind of the tea with this though. So when I showed up, I'll put the little conversation I had with this broker in. He was like, I was like, are there any other applications? And he was like, yeah, you know, there's 2 others. We are evaluating them. Have there been any other applications?
So yeah, there are yours and 2 others right now already. We're trying to just decide between yours and the others because they already came in, and we'd like to just give precedent to who came first. So I'm trying to get an answer tonight. I'll keep you posted.
Thanks. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna get it. Like, I was like, I just am not, there's no way. And I said, is there anything else that you need from me to like get it done? Like, to get the upper hand here? Like, what can I do? And he said, yeah, well, do you have X, Y, and Z extra things you can show me? And I said, yeah. So I ran home after that open house and I emailed him immediately with the extra paperwork. And then he said, I'm showing another apartment at 4:30. Do you want to come by again and see this other unit? And I knew I didn't really want to see that other unit, but I knew if I saw him again, maybe I got to get, built some rapport and trust with him. Maybe he could help me out with getting this place. So I said, yeah, I'll be back. I came back. He was like, I got your paperwork. Thank you so much. And then we just ended up chatting at this other place. And at the end of our chat, thank goodness, I will also show you this other place we looked at because it was interesting. It was like a very European courtyard. Like, you walked in the building from the back and then you go down this interesting, like, winding situation, like through the courtyard. And then in the door, this is just like a testament to, I feel like maybe I shouldn't put this on the internet, but it's a little late for that. COVID changed how New Yorkers work and live so much, and this is just a really good example. Like, this guy opened the door and he was like, windy, and it was like pitch black in there. And we're all like it's an open house, we're all standing there, and he's like, Wendy, are you in here? And it's so dark. And she's like, yeah. And then he's like, can we turn on the lights? Is that like cool? And it was like as if it hadn't occurred to them. There was 2 people in there, and she was like, oh sure. And it took like a few minutes. They turn on the lights. They had just been sitting in the dark in here. And then if you see, I'll take you through. This is clearly a couple that works in production, camera, film, you know, photography, and had a lot of equipment. And you could just see they had moved their whole work life to be in their living space. And I just found it really fascinating. Like, I think it's really interesting how COVID has changed New York City, and just witnessing it. You could see there's no natural light in this lofted space. It was very dark, but a cool space nonetheless. I thought the toilet seat was really weird, by the way. It was like clear and glitter. No shade if you have that seat, but I just thought it was of note. So after this one, I said, hey, like, anything else you need from me? We're chatting with the broker, and he said, listen, like, and then I also told him, I said, I got on a plane this morning to come see this place. I was on vacation visiting my parents, and he said, listen, I'm really glad we met. I like you, I trust you. I'm gonna put in a word with the landlord. I can't guarantee anything, but he said, I think I can get you this place. Like, I think we can do this. So I was freaking out. I was really excited. I went home. He said, I'm gonna let you know by tomorrow morning. I documented this all on Instagram, so this might be a repeat for you guys that have seen this. But the next morning I woke up and they needed additional paperwork and stuff, sent them more stuff. They really did their research, like looking at references and all that stuff. And then eventually I got the call from him that my application had been accepted and I got the apartment. As far as my process, a lot of you have DM'd me about how do you find a place in New York that, like, how do you go about the search? So this is what I've compiled, like all the advice from my friends in New York and what they did to find their really nice, unique spaces, and this is what I did. So download Zillow. Zillow is like an aggregate platform, and it pulls like all listings from other ones, like from Street Easy and like all the other ones. And set up your search criteria and save it. And then in the advanced tab, you can only look at listings that were posted or in the last 24 hours. It's like the time on Zillow one day, check that box. Every morning and every night, or as many times a day as you want, log in, refresh that search criteria that you saved, check that box and look at what are the new places that have cropped up in the area that you want to be in under that search criteria. Once you see the new places, because you got to be quick, you really have to be on top of it if you want to be the person that gets the spot. Once you see that, you can copy and paste the address into Street Easy, because Street Easy has the listing information of the broker. It usually has their cell phone number, whereas Zillow doesn't. So definitely apply on Zillow, like press their like automated thing that like sends an email to them, but then go into Street Easy and look for their cell phone number and then just send them a text right away and say, hey, my name is like whatever, my budget is this. I have this pet, I'm looking for a move-in date of this, and I'm interested in this address. Can you show it to me ASAP, like as in today? And yes, you will probably have to rearrange your whole week for these brokers and show up at places like on very short notice. And that should get you in to be the first person to see a place that is like a rare find or a hot listing. That was the best advice I got from my friends, and it worked using it in that way. I did work with a broker for like 3 days who did absolutely nothing for me. I shouldn't say that. That's really mean. She just couldn't find things faster or better than me. So maybe I would say you could try a broker, but you're gonna have to pay a broker's fee. I didn't end up working with her in the end. I found this other place on my own, but it can be good to work with a broker and do your own research and just have like double the manpower as well. So that's the process I used if you're apartment hunting in New York and you're trying to figure out how to get started. What's to come is, I know I just decorated this spot, and my sister actually did all the decorations. She's an incredible designer and she does all types of design, but she also helps with the interiors here. She's also done a lot of my friends' places and some of your guys' places, literally. So if you want to work with her, I'll leave her email below. You can reach out and inquire about her services. She's gonna help me design this new space, and I'm gonna bring some of the furniture that I can there, and then we'll have to like fill out the rest. But I'm gonna bring you guys along this journey with me, show you how we're designing the space, like what the vibe will be, and just take my time curating this new chapter for myself. And I'm gonna end this video by just saying, Thank you guys so much for the incredible support I have felt over the last couple weeks. I don't share a lot of my private personal life, and I think it needs to be like that just for my own safety and everything. But from what I have shared, I've felt only love, and it's further reinforced how incredible this community is and how I really do think of you guys as my friend. So thank you for making me feel safe in this online space, being vulnerable. I can't tell you how much it means to me. And it also makes me feel like I can share more with you guys. So that's what I'm gonna be doing this year. And if you are on board with me, then I'm really excited. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of the real estate situation in Williamsburg and like New York in general, like what crazy stories you've had with renting, and in the comments below. And also what you wanna see like as we move into this new phase and I move, and like, do you want a part 2 on a moving vlog or like the design, shopping? Like, let me know. I'm very excited about it. Of course, I'll have my regular educational content on fitness and nutrition that never goes anywhere, but this is just like, I'll be vlogging a bit more too. So if you like this video and you enjoyed the updates, please give it a like and subscribe to support my channel. Send it to your friends if you have petite friends, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.